Welcome back to the channel, guys. I just want to say a huge thanks to everyone that watched the last video. It did way better than I could have ever expected. We've got over 800 views now, which is just absolutely awesome. So on that note, we're going to be continuing on with the $50 engine build. We're going to be getting it prepped for a rebuild. We're going to sand it, wire wheel it, paint it, deck the top with a sharpening stone. We're going to do honing, and yeah, basically just get it prepped. I think we've made the decision that we're going to put new bearings in it now, so I'm not going to be able to do that in this video, but I'm going to order them, and stay tuned because we'll be putting new bearings in it and then putting it all back together. Yeah, so sit back and relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. Got some good stuff. Got our piston ring compressor, gloves, oil return turbo bung, means fun times. Christmas tree step tree Christmas drill, and head gasket scraper to get the rest of the head gasket off. And we'll go back to Hal's HQ and crack into it. Back at HQ now, we're gonna crack into it, pull the engine out, get it all out so we can crack into it. First thing on the agenda, we're gonna clean this up so we can get ready to paint it. Now we're going to scrape this off with our scraper. Alright, now we have the engine block nice and clean. Well, cleanish, I reckon it looks pretty good. We're just going to do a quick masking job at the top just so I don't get any paint on the top. Alright, we have the block pretty much prepped up. Looks something like that. I'm so happy with that. It looks like it's minty fresh. And now for the second but not so fun job. We're going to clean up this oil pan. Ew. Luckily I realised I was in my good shirt before I did this and I went and changed, otherwise my missus would kill me. Back to a point where I'd call it acceptable for a $50 engine build. It was a pain in the ass. Inside we have that reasonably clean. Gonna give it a quick coat of black. Alright, now we have the oil pan drying and clean. We have the block clean and painted and dry. We're going to start with the surfacing of the deck. So what that basically is, we're going to run this knife sharpening stone. You can get them from your, I don't know where you can get them from, like a kitchen supply store or something like that, or a camping shop. We're going to run this up and down the block until we have all of the old head gasket and any imperfections or anything like that removed. Alright guys, we're about to start using the stone on the engine like that, just back and forth with the stone. That's just a few minutes of it, you can already see it starting to come clear. Now another time lapse and it will be done. Work harder. Oh, hard work. We got the top pretty flat after the stone, so looking pretty good. Alright guys, now we're going to throw the honing tool through the cylinders, like thus, and you use the drill to spin her up and we'll see how we go.
And there you have it, we have all 6 cylinders honed, the deck flat, and now we're going to prep the pistons, just clean the pistons and get them ready to go back in.
I just thought I'd show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to take each piston in turn and I'm just going to give it a good clean down with some degreaser and some wax and grease remover and just wipe all this shit off it basically. Get them nice and clean, make sure there's no debris on there, and then we'll be putting them back in the block. There we are. I'd say relatively clean and ready to go in. All I did basically just spray it down, wipe it down and get all the gunky filth off them and all the not rust but like brown rusty spotty sort of stuff. And now we're just going to assume they're forged. Forged rods and pistons going back in the thing.
And now we're just going to quickly whip off the pulley, the timing chain and the cover, just to have a bit of an inspect, make sure that it's all looking good, and it also makes it easier to spin the crank over just to line the pistons up when you're dropping them back in.
Harmonic balancer off. We've got this puller to go on and we'll pull it off. Alright, we're going to pull this off. See how it goes. Whoa! That's never going to go back in properly, is it? Yeah, well.
And we're just having a bit of an inspection here. The chain looks pretty good, all the gears don't look like they have excessive wear, all the guides look reasonable condition, there's no chipping on the top, which is what you'd see if it had been like on the limiter a fair bit. So yeah, all looking pretty good.
Alright guys, we've got everything ready to go. We've got the deck flat honed, got all the timing gear and chains and gear all off the engine, everything's ready and prepped up for the pistons. Pistons are clean, we're going to bring them out, we're going to oil them up, and we're going to compress the rings and tap them in, and we'll do the shell bearings up and everything. Stay tuned, let's get to it.
And now we're just going to put some oil on the rings just to help them lubricate as they go on the bore. We're going to align the piston gaps, the ring gaps on either sides of the piston as before we compress it with the ring compressor, which is a fantastic tool. Ring compressor just holds the rings in the grooves as it transitions from the compressor back into the bore, which is just a handy, helpful, I mean it'd be very hard to do without it, so yeah. So with the ring gaps on either side of the piston all compressed in, we're going to gently tap it back into the bore with the plastic handle of the hammer. You could use a bit of wood or something like that, but just a plastic handle is fine. I'm going to push the piston down while Kane lines up the bottom shell. Here we're going to put some oil on the bottom bearing and just seat the shell bearing with a bit of oil in between it, just so there's no metal on metal contact. And then quickly do down these bolts. You'll see me just nip them up gently with out the torque wrench. We're going to do the proper torque later on. This is just to hold it so it doesn't spin while we spin the crank.
there we have it, guys. The pistons are back in. They're not torqued up yet. We're gonna flip the engine over and do some torquing with the torque wrench that we have over there. We're gonna torque the bolts up to the correct spec, and then the short block will be back together. Thanks for watching, guys. I really enjoyed making this video. I really enjoyed making the other video that we made. I can't believe it's got over 1,000 views now. It's I can't believe it. It's so exciting. I really appreciate everyone that viewed it, everyone that's left likes and comments. I wasn't actually planning on making another video on this engine for a while, but I thought we could do a bit of work on it, clean it up, put the pistons in and get everything ready. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's worked out. We've tied everything up. It all just looks, I reckon it looks absolutely awesome. It looks like, I can't believe that this was literally coming out of a field and had been sitting behind someone's house and had rust and mold and spires in it, and now it looks, you know, something of a professional sort of style build. I don't know, but yeah, it's awesome. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, amazing. Hopefully we get some more views in this video. I'm trying to make it good. I'm not that good at editing. I'm not a professional editor. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. Give it a dislike if you didn't like it. Any comments or anything like that's really cool to see you guys liking it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.